Hello folks, welcome to OTD, also known as On the Deck, where you can get all the sports you need in 10 minutes. My name is Adam Orduna, this is my mom Gina.
He's the journalist.
She's the enthusiast.
I'm so enthusiastic. It's such a great time in sports right now.
Absolutely.
And it's fall,
right.
And we finally finished 8th grade football. I'm just enthusiastic about a lot of things. I'm just enthusiastic about sports right now.
Right, well it is that time of year. As you can hear the wind blowing and you can see the leaves have changed, and the set's got leaves and stuff all over it because it's fall. It's the end of October, getting ready to go into November. A lot of great things are going on in the sports world right now.
Said that in a leaf
yeah, exactly. A colorful leaf falls down. We've got MLB World Series we got to talk about today. We got the NBA who just kicked off, and there's a lot of headlines going on there. And then you've got the NFL right now. Literally, it's mid-season, and there's a lot of headlines, and we just have so much we got to get into. But
well, there's NCAA football as well, but Adam has a whole show he does dedicated to that too, so we can only get into so much.
Right, obviously, yes. High school football right now, at least in the state of Kansas, is getting ready to start their playoffs this weekend. College football as well. There's just a lot going on. College basketball has even started. The KU-MU rivalry rebooted over the weekend. It was just for hurricane relief and charity, yes. But that's the point. It's that time of the year where everything's going on.
Well, let's give a quick shout out to that. They raised $1.8 million at that game. I would like to offer that they need to bring that back. It's called the Border Wars, KU versus MU.
Right.
And even if you did it every year to kick off, preseason, do it as a charity thing.
Right.
You will raise charity. There's always something that needs your money.
Yep.
And right now it's for hurricane relief, but every year they'll be able to donate that money to a good cause. People love that Border War game, and I really would like to see them make that an annual event.
Well, and personally, as being selfish as I am, I'm wearing K-State. K-State and MU was also a great rivalry, and I was fortunate enough to play in it one of the college games before Mizzou took off for the SEC. For football. And since they're in a different conference, I would love to see K-State MU play and just have it be a rotational thing, even if it's one year it's K-State, the next year it's KU. But MU should always play K-State and KU, even if it is just for an exhibition or some type of charity event. I would love to see all three schools find a way to get that going, because these three schools have a lot of history and a lot of fans are there.
So what you're saying is MU should rejoin the Big 12.
I would love to see that happen. I would love to see all of the Big 12 teams come back.
How about Nebraska and MU both just come back and we'll just call it good? Colorado can stay gone, I don't care. And A&M, you're doing all right in the SEC.
Kind of hanging in there, but it would be nice to try to bring the gang back together.
So college football found its way into the show today.
Well, and then there's, NHL season has kicked off as well, and the MLS playoffs are getting ready to take place this weekend as well. Sporting KC has a huge game against the Houston Dynamo. So a lot of football, a lot of sports. It's that time of year. So let's get into it.
Okay.
The World Series. This is what everyone's been talking about. We were maybe thinking it could be East Coast, West Coast.
You see my victory dance over here?
Someone over here did make the right predictions as far as who will be playing in the World Series. And we've got the Houston Astros. We've got the LA Dodgers. Both teams over 100 wins in the regular season. That is awesome. I love the fact that the Astros came back after it looked like the Yankees were going to maybe take the series.
Everybody and their dog was, Yankees.
Well, the Astros weren't doing anything. The Astros were not hitting. They weren't pitching very well, and the Yankees were balling out. And so to see the Astros come back and have a good return home, it was awesome.
Authority.
Yeah, that was great. It was a great series. It was really the best series out of all of them, to be quite honest, because there was something that you could watch and tune into.
Game 7, it was in and out, back and forth.
It was great. The ALCS was well accounted for there. And then the Dodgers really had a week off to just hang out and rest up.
The Cubs were like,
we're going to stretch, get massages. We're going to go ahead and just relax here as we're waiting for the next opponent. And so, again, this was a really good series between the Yankees and the Astros, but the Astros won. Now it's the Dodgers and the Astros. So this is going to be another fun, exciting World Series.
Kicks off tonight,
game 1 in Los Angeles. Now, what's going on in LA, which kind of throws a little monkey wrench in this whole thing here.
Well, while we're out here enjoying the beautiful fall weather, a nice breeze, actually a little chilly even, they're under a excessive heat warning.
That's ridiculous.
The high is 103 degrees today.
California can't get a break right now.
They're saying at first pitch at 7:04, it's going to be 100 degrees.
Oh.
That is the kind of, and that's the actual air temperature. The heat index is going to be way over like 105.
Yeah.
That is going to take its toll.
Oh, yeah.
And so that the heat, the weather becomes a factor.
Right.
If you're playing in Lambeau Field at football in February or January, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
You're playing in LA and it's 103 degrees. That's a problem.
Yeah, that's true. They've had the wildfires up north, and now it's the excessive heat down in the south of California. That's crazy. But there will be great matchups on the mound tonight. Dallas Keuchel for the Houston Astros, and then you've got Clay Kershaw, who has now finally. At this point in time of his career where he may be able to really close the deal. All the doubters are saying he's got the best arm talent they've seen in 20 or 30 years, but hasn't been able to break through in the postseason. Now he's made it to this point where maybe he can finally get over that hump. So this is going to be a great game one. It should be an exciting World Series.
Let's go. We got to call him a game.
I'm going to go with the Dodgers. I'm going to go with the home team. I think this is a good little run for them, but watch out for the Astros.
I am going with the Astros, and I'll tell you why, because Houston knows a whole lot about heat. Now, the heat coming off the Gulf is different than the heat in LA, but I think the heat's going to be a minimal factor for them. I think they're riding a high off of that win from the Yankees. They remind me of our Royals. They followed our formula.
Very similar,
These are young guys that I'm going with the Astros.
I do love me some Jose Altuve.
You do love
very close in stature to myself, so I definitely root for him, but I think it's going to be a great series.
I think it'll be a great game, but I'm calling Astros game one.
All right, cool. All right, well, let's talk about the NBA here. As we said, the season just kicked off here. It's about game 3 or 4 for some of the teams. It's still an extension of the preseason, so there's really not that much to talk about. But we do want to talk about the Golden State Warriors a little bit, how they're really now finally starting to catch a little bit. They started off 1-2, but they did finally win last night with a big win, 130 points. It took them to game 10 last year to get to 130, so they're already starting off really good. I'm excited for this Warriors team.
You know what I love about the Warriors? I know a lot of people jumped on the back. I like the fact that they look like they're having fun.
Yes.
Draymond Green swatted your boy from the Mavericks and then said, no, you never. He told him to read his resume. You are never, ever going to dunk on me. This is not the summer league.
Right.
I love that swag.
Yes.
They were doing, the guy did the alley-oop to himself.
Jordan Bell, I think it was.
After McGee, swatted. I mean, it was just fun, good basketball again. So that's all I wanted to mention about the Warriors.
Sure.
But then I have 2 real quick things that were on my mind. D. Wade is now going to come out of the starting rotation for the Cavs. We can do a whole show on that.
Sure.
But the one thing I want to say is not only should he be starting, he should be starting because of the respect. At the starting lineup, when they're announced during the basketball games, it's about saying your starters coming up. They run through the line. The lights are out. I don't care if he plays the first 35 seconds and you sub him out. Dwayne Wade deserves to have his name called at the beginning of any basketball game he's playing in.
Yeah.
This is a mistake. You need to put him back in the starting rotation, and let's see where the character comes in right now.
Yeah, we're going to have to do a whole nother episode on this. I don't want to get too far into it. I love D. Wade. I think it's a mistake as well. It just is another subplot to all the Cavaliers nonsense, as it is now football. It is football season, but basketball season, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on with this team. We'll see what happens, but
we don't need to talk about Lonzo Ball, how terrible he is.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Minus 37 when he's on the floor, plus 18 when he's off. But let's talk about football real quick. The NFL is all over the place right now, and that we'll go through these power rankings. We got 3 different ones. We'll go through the top 5, and they're all different. So why don't you go ahead and read those off?
Yeah, the NFL.com right now, they've got Eagles, Rams, Steelers, the Chiefs, and then the Patriots 1 through 5. USA Today, they have the Eagles, the Steelers, the Chiefs, Patriots, and the Seahawks 1 through 5. And then ESPN has the Patriots, the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Steelers, and then surprise, surprise, the Cowboys at 1 through 5. So I just don't know really where you can hang your hat on any of these rankings due to the fact that this is kind of where the NFL season is. One week this team is dominating, then the next week they're terrible. Then there'll be 2 weeks where this team looks really good, and then they'll go 2 weeks where they're not really good. I think it's just these rankings are indicative of where all the NFL teams are right now.
Up and down.
It's mid-season. There's injuries. Some people are playing well. Some people aren't. So it's just kind of throw darts and see what happens.
Well, if I had to actually place money, hard-earned money on anybody, I'd put it on the Chiefs and the Eagles. These are the 2 teams I think are going to be the most consistent throughout the year in terms of wins.
Yeah, For me, I personally think it's just root for the team that you want right now, because if it's kind of a fluid thing, then just stick with your team. I don't really know. All I know is I'm going with the Chiefs, and we'll see what happens after that. So it's going to be interesting as we are at the midway point here, week 8. So it's just going to be whoever's the last man standing, basically.
It'll be the Chiefs.
So
it will be.
It will be the Chiefs.
It will be the Chiefs. We're loaded.
We are loaded.
Alex Smith.
We got Kareem Hunt. Yeah,
we got
Tyreek
a guy
Hill.
named Akeem Hunt.
Yes,
we got Tyreek
exactly.
Hill. We got Travis Kelce. We've got a great old line. And our defense, Don Terry Poe.
No,
Don Terry Poe's gone.
Yeah.
D Ford,
D
sorry.
Ford, yeah.
Sorry, Don Terry, you need to come on. We got D Ford. We got Johnson.
Well, we want to say we appreciate your time, folks. We'll see you again. Thanks for watching.